trying to fit in a review of Dr. Turner, his team, what he does, his impact on my life, my symptoms before, everything into 3 minutes is monumentously hard. It is ridiculous. And it is ridiculous for the most beautiful reason. And that is because he and what he does is so incredibly beautiful. And that his impact on my life is monumentous. It is ridiculous. Try and think about what you would actually want to hear and what you want to know. I went back into where I was at when I met Dr. Turner. And that was at a point where I had completely given up hope. 100%. So I'm going to just share some information quickly that I think you really need to hear. I wouldn't be recording this video if it weren't for Dr. Turner. Not because of my health. My health, probably I would still be here. Would definitely not look how I do now. Definitely not have this energy, but I would still be here. I wouldn't be here because I would have taken my own life. That's how bad it was. That's how bad it was. If you're on this website, you have probably been told by multiple doctors that it's all in your head, that there's nothing wrong. Have you tried Prozac? Right? You could get to the point where, you wonder if you're ever going to get better, where you can't remember what it was like to actually feel healthy, where you can actually feel stupid for believing that things will ever change. That you might even be sitting here reviewing this and going, is this going to be another thing that I waste my money on? Is this going to be another thing that I go and buy into and, I fell for it again? And, how many more times, how many more new products, how many more new medications, how many more doctors do I have to see to actually feel amazing? Right? You're probably feeling like that. You're probably feeling crazy for still continuing and believing and hoping. What brings me so much joy is to know that you don't have to worry, that you don't even have to employ hope anymore. Because the very fact that you're on this website means that search is over, means that struggle is over. It means that all those feelings and thoughts and everything can finally calm down. That you've actually finally got the answer that you need to get back that life. To not even just get back, but to get a ridiculously beautiful, prosperous life. I couldn't be happier that you're on this website. I wish that I had enough money where I could go and just put Dr. Turner's face on every single street sign and just make sure that every single human in this world knew about him and what he does. Maybe one day I will. But for now, I just want to tell you that you can finally relax. You can finally smile. Search is over. And that you will look back on this day, probably even a week, 2 weeks, and go, that was the day. That was the day that I finally got my answer and that I finally started living again.